business of getting in fights with William Cooper. But then he changed all the story down the road and became the big patriot leader, and he's going to fight the New World Order, and he's the only leader, and everybody else is full of baloney, and nobody's good but him. Remember that? Because, again, and I think he went crazy. But I've seen local talk show hosts that have 10,000 listeners go crazy. They can't handle the power. Me, I become more humble as we gain momentum. And so I trust in God. We'll take more calls when we get back. Next hour coming up. Huge blitz of key info. Stay with me. I become more humble as we gain momentum. Let's go to Andrew, who disagrees. Then we're going to Lance, Forrest, and many others. You're on the air, Andrew.
Hey, Alex. I've been a long-time listener. Over the past year, I've really become disgusted with a lot of the things you say and do. I made a list of things, actually, if you'll give me just 1 minute to go through it. I know you like to cut people off and not let them finish.
Well, no, I will cut you. Hold on a minute. I will cut you off if something you say I said isn't true or is spun, and I will counter each of your points. But if you actually answer my questions, I'll keep you on. Go ahead.
Okay, let's start with this. I take real issue with the fact that you say you predicted 9/11. It's clear to anyone who can go and look for themselves that Bill Cooper predicted 9/11 1 month before you did.
I mean, this is what Patriot Radio covers. So, of course, other people could see the clear programming. Okay, now let's go to your next point. Go ahead.
Okay, my next point is you had Bill Cooper on your show one time.
Hold on just a minute. Hold on just a minute. Hold on a minute. This is all about patriot mythology, infighting stuff. That's not what I do on my broadcast. Okay?
Oh.
And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say you had Bill Cooper on, and you said that you let him go because he was cussing. And then people go listen to the radio interview, and they don't hear cussing. And I appreciate your call. Have a good day. I'm not going to sit here and talk about some dead guy on my show, okay?
Let me ask you one thing. What did you think of Bill Cooper?
Well, Bill Cooper was an alcoholic. He got mad because the network put me on at night, and he thought, and I'd really never heard his show because I didn't listen to a lot of stories. I was busy. But I'd seen his book. It was all about flying saucers, so I didn't finish it. Somebody given it to me at Access TV like in 96. And then he really started attacking me in 98 because he was an egomaniac.
The only thing you ever get from the Hour of the Times is the truth. Now, I want you to understand that this little series that we're doing is nothing personal against Alex Jones or anybody else. But I happen to know for a fact, absolute fact, and listen to me very carefully, that people who practice this kind of broadcasting and claim to be an American patriot do nothing but discredit all of us eventually. It's wrong. It is absolutely wrong.
He was an egomaniac, and, talking about flying saucers in the ocean and aliens and all this stuff. And I've tried to never attack him, but people resurrected old tapes he edited of me and stuff. And it's just a big distraction, sir. I don't talk about flying saucers and all that stuff, man. I'm sorry. And so, it's all like an ego thing, like it's two football teams and who's for who. I just feel sorry for Bill, and he really let him set him up and, ran out there and helped him kill him. But anybody, he was a liar, though. One time I had him on the radio, and he was cussing, and I delayed him once. Then I said, please don't cuss again. I delayed him again, and I said, okay, thank you, bye-bye. And then he went around saying he never cussed. The guy cussed on air. He cussed at everybody. He was yelling at the board op going, you effing little idiot. I told you to call this number to effing have me on.
Schiff looks like the archetypal cocksucker.
I think he needs to be confronted with
He's sucking globalist dick. I'm not against gay people. Okay, I love them. They're great folks. I want to tell Congressman Schiff, hey, listen, asshole, quit saying Roger and I never used cussing in 22 years.
Hey, coward, I'm going to be in New York. You hear me, punk?
Hey, Alex. Alex, it's all right, man. You can calm down, dude.
No,
it's
fuck
okay.
you. Fuck you.
No,
this is the
Alex.
real radio show, punk. You just go ahead and come up there, you little cowardly soft twit. I dare you to come up to me in New York, you little punk.
This is not a drill. This is some serious shit.
All right.
world government is in very, very deep shit.
What did I call you? I called you a big fucking pussy.
I just don't prey on my own species, dumbass.
For your safety, is there anybody, any bags or anything? No, there's an open border, bitch. There's goddamn all kind of people being shipped in, you whore. You fucking want me to tell you if I saw something?
What comes around goes around, dumbass. I'm sick of these people. Damn liar. Son of a... All right, go ahead. You finish up, Knight. I'm going to the calls. The gloves are off. Listen, you son of a bitch. What the fuck's your problem? You want to sit here and say that I'm a goddamn fucking Russian? You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit. You fucking goddamn fucker. Listen, fuckhead. You have fucking crossed the line. Get that through your goddamn fucking head. Stop pushing your shit. You're the people that have fucked this country over and gang raped the shit out of it and lost an election. So stop shooting your mouth off claiming I'm the enemy. You got that, you goddamn son of a bitch? Fill your hand. I'm sorry, but I'm done. You start calling me a foreign agent, those are fucking fighting words. Excuse me. You little assholes. So that's why I don't normally use French.
Guys, he was a pathetic drunk. And I don't like attacking people, but if you really want to know, that's it. Is that your answer? You like that answer? Anything else, sir?
I believe you. I mean, I know you're putting out a lot of truth out there, and I'll say the best.
Look, man, some dead drunk, and I drink a few beers too. But the point is, he would get falling down drunk. Okay, and I was nice. He said the IRS was after him; he needed help. I call him up and I go, "Hey, this is Alex Jones. I'd like to interview, get you some help with the IRS." And he goes, "I've heard you, you little shit. You don't know as much as I do." And I said, "Well, I'd like to have you on and help you out with the IRS." What's going on, Mr. Cooper?
Hello.
Yeah, that's one of my friends just called in. He's got an Apache over his house with camera pods and infrared taking film. We're going to play that on our TV show. This is just wonderful. We get followed around by unmarked police cars, openly taking 35-millimeter photographs of us. That's just wonderful, isn't it?
Well, it's just one other manifestation of the Nazi Gestapo police state, which has taken over this country.
Yeah, it's just, again, I mean, I get on this program 6 days a week, and I know how you feel when I talk to you this week. And I'm 24 years old. I'm ready to just say, screw it. Because you got these people cramming cheeseburgers in their mouths, and they love it. I mean, doesn't it ever anger you?
Well, of course it does. What angers me most is the stupidity of the vast herd of American sheeple out there that think they know something, and they don't even know what planet they're on, to tell you the truth.
No, they don't. Well, your book, Behold a Pale Horse, is well known to almost everybody that has any know-how on any of these subjects. You wrote that in 1988, didn't you, sir?
Well, actually, I wrote it over a period of years, back beginning in the early 80s and continuing up into about 88. I finished it, I believe, in 89, and I may have added a couple of things in 90, and then it was published in December of 1990.
December of 1990.
Mm-hmm.
How many copies are out? Quite a few?
I have no idea. It's been the #1 underground bestseller of all time with no advertising whatsoever, and people sell it on the street corners in New York City. Barnes & Noble had to take it off the shelf in their New York City bookstore because it's, by their own admission, it's the most stolen book in their inventory.
The most stolen book in their inventory?
Yes.
Well, I know people have got tons of them around here. Why don't you tell people, sir, just basically an overview of what Behold a Pale Horse tells the public? And now it's even more incredible that so much of what you've written has come true in the last 8 years.
Yeah, every prediction that I ever made has come true, except for one, and that was only because I had not realized that they had gone as far as they have, and that prediction that I was wrong about was that Manuel Noriega could not be tried in American court and sentenced to an American prison,
as he was the head of a sovereign nation and thus had diplomatic immunity, just like anyone he would send to our country to represent his country.
We stopped, myself and a few others in this town, stopped the Delta Force from coming and doing secret military training and paying off our police chief. Now, the San Antonio police chief, a man that you ought to be aware of, is Al A. Philippus, and I went down and got an interview face-to-face on videotape, and I've actually played the audio here on the show several times, where he said they tried to bribe him. They were very unprofessional. No was never no. They were out of their jurisdiction, and they wanted to use live ammunition. They're practicing taking over police stations.
And keep sucking more and more out of the system through the bogus Internal Revenue Service income tax system, so that they can keep from getting caught as long as possible.
Oh, but that's been reformed. It got reformed last week. Didn't you hear?
Bullshit.
Oh, boy.
Anybody that believes that is not playing with a full... In fact, they're not even playing with a deck of cards. They're playing with matchsticks.
Well, I'll never forget, President Clinton got up there on TV 6-8 months ago, or I guess a year ago now, and drew that big zero on a white piece of paper. Skyscrapers and 1,000 Cadillacs and 100 Mercedes. It's obvious to anybody that they are spending more, and they're using this to... So you think in the next 2 years, we're headed into some...
I didn't say in the next 2 years. I said in the next very few years.
Who do you think, as leaders from your intelligence networks, do you think are on the horizon? Who do you think the next president will be? Do you think?
Why do I care? They're not my leaders, and it's not my government anymore.
So the point is...
They have subverted my government, destroyed it from within, and my only hope is that I can find enough good American patriots who are moral, who are good men, who understand what liberty and freedom is all about.
Now, the federal attorney general out there, is it Rivera? Jesus Rivera? He's saying that they're going to proceed against you with prejudice and caution. I think...
Well, you're reading... No. You're reading an article that you read in the Arizona Republic.
Yes, I am. The communist newspaper.
Never tells the truth. I can guarantee you that that's not what he said. I can guarantee you that what he quotes that Sheriff Arthur Lee said is not the truth. We spoke to Sheriff Arthur Lee last night. Arthur Lee says that I'm right, that he has jurisdiction over the feds in this county, and he has told them not to come in this county and harass this family.
Absolutely. Well, we've learned that with the press, that they will flat out not twist the truth, but when they need to, they will flat out lie. Flat out lie.
Flat out lie.
Well, sir, I really appreciate...
Go there, they're going to be absolutely amazed.
Well, I've been there several times, and it is a lot of good information for people to see, and I do respect you, and I certainly hope that the feds do back down, because I know that once a revolution does start in this country, and we've had a couple of them, that it's not going to be a pretty one, and that's it. The whole thing starts, and I know that I'm on the list. Thanks for being with us this evening. Again, this is all, I guess it's not good news, it's not bad news, it is just the news, and I'll be trying to keep in touch with you. God bless.
You too.
Take care. That was Bill Cooper. You can tell I'm real tired. That guy has a lot to say. I got like 3 hours sleep last night. Good thing we have good guests like that.
Look, man, some dead drunk, and I drink a few beers too, but the point is he would get falling down drunk, okay?
That was Bill Cooper. You can tell I'm real tired. That guy has a lot to say. I got like 3 hours sleep last night. Good thing we have good guests like that.
And he was a liar, though. You know, one time I had him on the radio, and he was cussing, and I delayed him once. Then I said, please don't cuss again. I delayed him again, and I said, okay, thank you. Bye-bye. And then he went around saying he never cussed. The guy cussed on air. He cussed at everybody. He was yelling at the board op going, you effing little idiot. You know, I told you to call this number to effing have me on.
That was Bill Cooper. You can tell I'm real tired. That guy has a lot to say. I got like 3 hours sleep last night. Good thing we have good guests like that.
Good thing we have good guests like that.
Guys, he was a pathetic drunk. And I don't like attacking people, but if you really want to know, that's it.
Well, your book, Behold a Pale Horse, is well known to almost everybody that has any know-how on any of these subjects.
Somebody giving it to me at Access TV like in '96. And then he really started attacking me in '98 because He was an egomaniac, and, you know, talking about flying saucers in the ocean and aliens and all this stuff.
And now it's even more incredible that so much of what you've written has come true in the last 8 years.
And he was a liar, though, you know?
Apparently somebody called the Alex Jones broadcast and asked him why he didn't have me on the air, or asked him something about me. Alex Jones said he had me on the air once before, several years ago, and had to cut me off the air because of the foul language that I used. So on the air tonight, I'm going to tell you, Alex Jones, you are a bold-faced, miserable, stinking little coward liar. I was only on the Alex Jones show one time. It was years ago. And I stayed on for the whole show. Some of you in Texas know that that's true because you heard the broadcast and you taped it. Later, when I found out who Alex Jones was and what he was doing to the truth, and what a cowardly liar and sensationalist he really is, every time he called me after that, I have always refused to appear on his broadcast. Absolutely refused to lend him any credibility whatsoever by appearing on his broadcast. And that made him very angry.
You understand that, you little pieces of trash? You jackasses? Do you get me, you stupid piece of crap? You dumb son of a bitch? I'm sick of it!
I've also revealed him for the lying sensationalist bullshit artist that he is by every once in a while bringing to your attention the lies and the deceit and the rumors that he spreads over the airwaves that are not good for any of us, and they're not good for the nation.
Well, Bill Cooper was an alcoholic.
I'm not going to sit here and talk about some dead guy on my show, okay?
Look, man, some dead drunk. And I drink a few beers too. But the point is, he would get falling down drunk, okay? Guys, he was a pathetic drunk. And I don't like attacking people, but if you really want to know, that's it. I mean, he was a liar, though. You know?
Good evening. You're on the air.
Yeah, hi, Mr. Cooper.
Hi.
Listen, that Alex Jones interview was directly after you published the Veritas June 26, 1998 issue about the Cooper family being targeted by the feds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, back in 1990. So did he kick me off the air?
No, he's a liar, and you've pointed it out, and I heard that interview, and you were nothing but cordial.
Yeah, well, that's the truth.
That's the truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Virginia.
Bye-bye.
Alex Jones is a miserable, rotten, little, stinking, cowardly, bold-faced liar. Boy, you know, all of these people ought to know better than to mess with me, because I don't take any crap from anybody. And if I'm not afraid of the whole machinations of the entire government Gestapo, what in the hell makes Alex Jones think that I would ever be afraid of his cowardly little rotten butt? Good evening. You're on the air.
Yeah, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to let you know I verify what you said about that Alex Jones interview. They had it archived on the internet at one time, and I did hear that interview, and there was nothing wrong with what you did.
And I wasn't thrown off the air, was I?
Not a bit.
No. And that's the only interview I ever did with Alex Jones. As soon as I found out what he was doing and who he really was, he's called me back at least 100 times since then, and I've always told him to take a hike. So anyway, thank you.
You know, them demonizing me and lying about me gets me angry. But when I've got a really good product, I want you to go to InfoWarsStore.com today, and I want you to get Brain Force, Super Male Vitality, X2, Oxy Powder that flushes your guts out. I mean, I'll say this. Nancy Pelosi's got elephant balls.
But I happen to know for a fact, absolute fact, and listen to me very carefully, that people who practice this kind of broadcasting and claim to be an American patriot do nothing but discredit all of us eventually. It's wrong. It is absolutely wrong.
I've drawn my line in the sand, and I'm going to do what's right by God, and I don't give a damn who cares or who likes it or who doesn't, even if it means I have to die on my doorstep.
Order. I know they staged those terror attacks. You know what it's like to gut up to this and go out every day and go past the peer pressure and come out day one and say 9/11 was an inside job and lose most of the radio stations I was on. You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day. You bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day.
You have uncovered the New World Order, which is deadly. It's full of what you call people who are criminals. Well, this is what I'm coming to. It's full of criminals, etc., who seek to run the world and will kill anybody who gets in their way. And you are almost, have been, a lone crusader powering against them.
No,
so how come? How am I alive? How are you still alive?
Why am I alive?
Well, no, which is yes. Listen,
Why am I alive?
Which is the explanation? One, they don't exist. Or two, you're part of the conspiracy.
No, let me tell you a story.
I say the first.
5 years ago when Obama and Hillary...
I say the second.
5 years ago when Hillary and Obama were...
The BBC is part of the Bilderberg Group.
Well, you know, Winston Smith did work here. I mean, come on, Eric Blair worked here, and that's what he said it was.
Why do you think we've
George
let you
Orwell.
on? Why have we let you on then?
The problem is that conspiracy theories like this are believed in...
Hey, listen, I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game. Okay, our government in the U.S. is building FEMA camps. We have an NDAA where they disappear people now. You have this arrest for public safety, life in prison.
You are the worst person I've ever interviewed.
No, it's basically off with their heads, disappear
David,
them,
thank you for being with us.
Infowars.com.
11:30. You're watching the Sunday Politics. We have an idiot in the program today. Coming up in just 20 minutes.
You will not stop the Republic. Humanity is awakening. Infowars.com. No.
How many gun murders were there in Britain?
How many great white sharks?
No, how many
kill people every year, but they're scared to swim?
Right. How many
charges for the hacking scandal?
Answer this question. How many?
Why'd you get fired from the Daily Mirror for putting out fake stories? You're a hatchet man of the New World Order. Okay. You're a hatchet man. And I want to say this right here. You think you're a tough guy? Have me back with a boxing ring in here, and I'll wear red, white, and blue, and you can wear your Jolly Roger.
Okay. People. Why would you not?
And so did Mao.
Why would you?
Why is the government arming to the teeth against us?
Alex, I don't.
What about Fast and Furious?
Alex,
why do our government ship guns into Mexico?
Alex,
to blame the Second Amendment?
Let's have a debate.
A false flag?
Alex,
to blame the Second Amendment?
I get accused.
Why they blow up Building 7 down the street here in New York?
I get accused of Constitution.
I want to get people off pills that the insert says will make you commit suicide and kill people.
Alex, let's get about to the Second Amendment.
I want to blame the real culprit.
Alex.
Suicide pills.
Alex.
Mass murder pills.
Okay, let me ask.
But I happen to know for a fact, absolute fact, and listen to me very carefully, that people who practice this kind of broadcasting and claim to be an American patriot do nothing but discredit all of us eventually. It's wrong. It is absolutely wrong.
Palin says she's seriously interested in the 2016 campaign. Hey, I'll say it. Palin's a lot better than Jeb Bush or Chris Christie. She's the real deal. She's the real deal. Sarah Palin was chosen by Henry Kissinger to be the running mate of John McCain. John McCain is a pro-government bailout, pro-New World Order, anti-gun candidate. That's all you need to know about Sarah Palin. And that's why the system attacks her and says she's dumb because she's a woman. I mean, Sarah Palin is so much better. They are using her to take over the Tea Party movement. And they send in this floozy, this tart, to sit there and sell you on this. Now, she'd make a hell of a VP. That's a winning ticket right there. They all work for the same people. She'd make a hell of a VP. Obama's a puppet. Sarah Palin's a puppet. That's a winning ticket right there. They're all pieces of trash. Stop it. Stop being idiots. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine Cruz, Palin? That's how they keep Republicans and Democrats on the reservation as moron, idiot slaves. But, I mean, I've listened to them both, read their writings. They're both really smart. You know, Miss Alaska, just total airhead puppet. The winning ticket is Ted Cruz, Sarah Palin, or look at how duplicitous she is. Rand Paul, Sarah Palin. I mean, just it cannot be beaten. She gets the most hardcore neocon talking points. They roll the tart out. I'm sorry, I'm salivating. All these old Republicans are going to sit there licking their lips, looking at Sarah Palin in her little hooker boots and her little hooker outfits, just drooling over her. I'm sorry, I'm having, oh, they call them precipitation dreams. I better stop right now. Is there no end to the fraud? You know, them demonizing me and lying about me gets me angry. But when I've got a really good product, I want you to go to InfoWarsStore.com today, and I want you to get Brain Force, Super Male Vitality, X2, Oxy Powder that flushes your guts out.